Welcome to Shankar IAS Academy Daily Newspaper Analysis. We are going to discuss August 25 and 26 newspaper today. Displayed here are the list of articles that we are about to cover. Please have a look. So without much delay, let's get started. Look at this article. Here we are going to discuss about Tughlaq dynasty, and more importantly, we are going to stressing on the Tughlaq dynasty's architectural features. So let's get started. The first one is about the Tughlaqabad fort. It is built by Ghayasuddin Tughlaq between 1321 and 1325. It includes massive fortification, sloping walls, bastions, and a large reservoir. It also includes a three-part division of military architecture. The most notable feature of Tughlaqabad fort is the tomb of Ghayasuddin Tughlaq. Secondly, we are going to see about Firoz Shah Kotla. It is built by Firoz Shah Tughlaq between 1351 and 1388. It includes Ashokan Pillar, Jama Masjid, and a royal palace with a stepwell, also known as Boli. It is actually an innovative water management system, and it also includes Diwani-i-Am and Diwani-Khas. Next one is Adilabad Fort. It is built by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. It is actually used to defend Tughlaqabad. The architectural feature is similar to the style of Tughlaqabad Fort. The next one is Qutub Minar. It is built by Qutbuddin Aibak, but it is actually continued and finished by Iltutmish. And also know that it is the tallest brick minaret, a height of about 73 meters. It is built using red sandstone with intricate carving, and it reflects Indo-Islamic architectural features. The next one is quwwat-ul-islam mosque. See, it is built by Qutbuddin Aibak, and it is also the oldest mosque in India. Materials from the demolished temples has been used to the construction of this mosque, and it is also known for intricate carving, and it also reflects a blend of Hindu Islamic architectural features. And also know that it is expanded by Iltutmish and Alauddin Khilji respectively. The next one is Alai Darwaza. The builder is Alauddin Khilji. See, it is also known as a gateway to quwwat-ul-islam mosque, and it also reflects Indo-Islamic architectural features, and it is made up of red sandstone with intricate carving, and also know that it is the first true dome structure. The next one is Siri Fort, built by Alauddin Khilji. It is actually used as a defense purpose against Mongol invasion. It has thick walls, moat, and palaces, and it is also a part of Siri city. With this, we have covered holistically about Tughlaq dynasty's architectural features. So, if any question pops up in prelims, and you will be in a better position to answer that. So, with this understanding, let us move on to our next article for the discussion. Our next article is going to be about Ramsar site. It is in news because 3 new sites has been recently added to the India's list of Ramsar sites. So, let's get into the understanding about what is a wetland and about Ramsar sites in India. So what is a wetland? As the name suggests, the primary factor is going to be a water, and it occurs where water table is near the surface or the land is covered by water. And it also includes areas of marsh, fen, peatland or water, whether natural or artificial. It may be permanent or temporary. And it also water that is static or flowing, fresh, brackish or salt, including the areas of marine water where the depth, which is at a low tide, does not exceeding 6 meter height. Moving forward, let us see what are the advantages of having a wetland. The first one with respect to agriculture is it maintains water level, and more importantly, it retains nutrients. Next one is climate adaptation, because it helps to mitigate climate change impacts. For example, a mangrove forest can be helpful in preventing the intensity of cyclone. The next one is going to be about tourism. It offers recreational and many tourism opportunities, and a prime example for this one can be Tughlaq National Park. And also with respect to biodiversity, see, wetlands are usually the transition zones, and they also witness a high level of diverse species. For example, Ashtamudi wetland, it is a place where we can spot Indian otter. And in addition to this, many traditions are also being linked with wetlands in India. For example, snake boat races in Kerala supports local customs and tradition. Moving forward, let us see what is Ramsar Convention. See, it is actually adopted in Iran in Ramsar in 1971. Its major objective is to promote the conservation and the sustainable use of wetland. Let us see about its international recognition. See, it provides a framework for international cooperation. It includes 171 contracting parties over 2,400 Ramsar sites worldwide. And also know that it is not binding in nature. See, these kinds of area will be stressed in UPSC prelims. So please focus on these areas. See, Ramsar sites are nothing but a wetlands of international importance. It provides a global recognition to a wetland in any part of world. And similarly, if a wetland is facing some kind of threat, it will be transferred to Montreux record for the purpose of having a focused conservation activity. Moving forward, let us see Ramsar sites in India. See, India actually joined Ramsar Convention in 1982. It is committed to wise use of wetland and designating suitable sites. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, it is actually a responsible authority with respect to Ramsar site or per se wetlands in India. And in respect to that, India has created the National Wetland Conservation Program customized to Indian geographical demands. Moving forward, let us see what are the 3 new sites that has been added to the Ramsar sites of India. The first one is Nanjarayan Bird Sanctuary, located in Tirupur district of Tamil Nadu. It is essential for birds and a water resource for agriculture purpose. The second one is Karuveli Bird Sanctuary, which is in Viduppuram district of Tamil Nadu. It includes estuarine brackish water and a sea-fed Uppukali Creek and a freshwater in Karuveli Basin. The next one is Taba Reservoir, which is actually in Madhya Pradesh. It provides irrigation, power generation, aquaculture and more importantly, habitat for birds. Moving forward, let us see what are the government initiatives to protect wetland. The first one is Wetland of India portal. It provides a comprehensive data and resource for strategic planning purposes. The next one is the National Wetland Decadal Change Atlas. It is created by Space Application Center and it documents the changes in wetland over a past decade. The next one is Center for Wetland Conservation and Management, shortly known as CWCM. It actually focuses on research and addressing the knowledge gaps. Next one is Wetland Regeneration Program. It aims to regenerate over 500 wetlands in India. The next one is Integration with River Basin Management. See, the Namami Ganga program incorporates wetland conservation into river basin management. Then with respect to Amrit Dharovar scheme, it optimizes wetland utilization, enhances biodiversity, increases carbon stock and also boosts ecotourism. And more importantly, it generates income. And finally, the National Wildlife Action Plan. See, it advocates for the National Wetland Mission for the holistic protection and conservation. With this, we have covered about wetland in a holistic manner. So with this understanding, let us move on to our next topic for the discussion. Look at our next article, Environmental Impact Assessment. This is a news because recently the Supreme Court has stressed for environmental study in the Gangotri area. So with this backdrop, let us understand about EIA in holistic manner. So what is Environmental Impact Assessment, also known as EIA? See, it is a process to evaluate environmental impact of the proposed project before the implementation. Its major objective is to ensure the decision makers consider environmental impact during the project approval. The key objectives include identifying, predicting and evaluating the environmental, social and economic impacts before the implementation of the project and propose mitigation measure to reduce the negative impact, and it also facilitate informed decision making by the official. Moving on, let us see what are the actual process involved in EIA. The first one is screening. It will determine if an EIA is actually required or not. The next step is scoping. It will identify the key environmental issues faced in a project locality. Next one is impact analysis. It assesses the magnitude and the significance of any impact that any area might be witnessing. And fourthly, the step is mitigation. It develops strategies to reduce adverse impact on the environment. The fifth step is reporting. See, this step involves documenting of the findings that is actually founded during environmental impact study. It is followed by the review process where the EIA report is reviewed by the authorities, experts and also by the public. The last before process is the decision making. See, it is where the approval or reject for a particularly proposed project is made based on the environmental impact assessment report. And finally, the post-monitoring strategy. It includes monitoring of the project and compliance and mitigation effectiveness. Moving forward, let us see who are the stakeholders and their roles involved in this process. The first one is SEAC, that is State Expert Appraisal Committee. It actually manages screening, scoping and appraisal of category B projects. And before that, Ministry of Environmental, Forest and Climate Change oversees the grants clearance for all types of category A projects. The next in pipeline is SEIA. It actually grants clearance for the category B project, and the State Pollution Control Board conducts the public consultation on monitors the compliance. Then EAC will review the EIA report and advises the ministry for the category A projects. And finally, the regional officers monitor the compliance and the post-compliance measures. Moving forward, let us see what are the legislative framework involved. The first one is Environmental Protection Act of 1986. It actually provides the legal basis for EIA, and it is followed by a EIA notification of of 2006, which actually categorizes project and sets out EIA procedures in depth. And then National Green Tribunal was established in 2010 to handle environmental disputes under the nodal Ministry of Environmental and Climate Change. And then recently in 2020, a draft environmental impact assessment notification has been proposed to replace the 2006 notification. Let us now see what are the project categorization. The first one is category A. It actually requires prior environmental clearance from Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It is very mandatory in nature. And the next one is category B project. It actually requires prior environmental clearance from state and union territory government, but it should be noted that it is not mandatory. Moving on, let us see what are the actual implementation challenges. The first one is conflict of interest, because the consultants are the one who are actually appointed by the corporates. So this brings into the table a conflict of interest in providing a objective report. The next one is the quality of report, which is nothing but a reflection of a conflict of interest in preparing environmental impact assessment. And it is also been noted that public participation is also been a point to concern. And more importantly, there are time delays in implementation and monitoring of the project. And there is also a concern raised about post-monitoring effects and effectiveness of the project. And there is also a concern with respect post-monitoring effectiveness and compliance with respect to environmental impact assessment report. Moving on, let us see about reserve forest, because these kinds of area is the most focused area in UPSC prelims. So let us see what it is about. Reserve forest is nothing but a protected area of a forest under the Indian Forest Act of 1927. It preserves biodiversity and ensures sustainable use of resources. Moving on, let us see what are the various legal framework involved in protecting a reserve forest. The first one is Forest Conservation Act, Wildlife Protection Act, Environmental Protection Act of 1986, Environmental Impact Assessment Notification of 2006, and more importantly, a National Forest Policy of 1988. So with this, we have covered in a holistic manner about reserve forest and also environmental impact assessment. So with this understanding, let us move on to the next section of our discussion, that is prelims practice questions. Look at our first question. Which of the following statements about Ramsar Convention and wetlands are correct? The Ramsar Convention is an international treaty aimed at the conservation and the sustainable use of wetland globally. Under the Ramsar Convention, only natural wetlands are recognized as sites of international importance. India has designated several Ramsar sites, including Kelodiyo National Park and Chilka Lake. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. 1 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. And the correct answer is 1 and 3 only, because under the Ramsar Convention, not only the natural wetlands but also the artificial ones are considered. Look at the second question. Which of the following activities generally requires an environmental impact assessment? Option A, installation of water purification plant. Option B, construction of small residential buildings. Option C, development of large-scale industrial plant. And option D, renovation of historical monument. And the correct answer is option C, development of large-scale industrial plant. Moving on, look at this third question. Consider the following statements regarding architectural styles of Tughlaq dynasty. The Tughlaqs introduced the use of grey sandstone in construction. The Tughlaq building are characterized by simple, dark design with sloping wall. The construction of large-scale waterworks like tanks, canals was a significant feature of Tughlaq architecture. Which of the statements given above are correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. And the correct answer is 1 and 2 only. That's all for today's newspaper discussion. If you like this video, please hit like, share and comment, and subscribe to Shankar IAS Academy YouTube channel. Thank you.